Make sure I have my cards. Hello, hello, hello. It is the Become Your Magic Power Hour. Make sure I have my cards, getting everything in order. Make sure I have everything I need. If you guys had tuned in yesterday, you know we are reading from 365 Days of Loving Yourself to Life, Becoming the Gift You Were Always Meant to Be. This is the Become Your Magic Power Hour, where we meet every Monday through Friday from 7 to 8 p.m. in order to what? Empower you, enlighten you, basically get you prepared, right? Get you prepared for your assignment, get you prepared for your journey. Do you see my new hat today? I just made this today. This is my first ever hat. I love it. You know, like I said, I am learning. I am, excuse me, sharing how I have tapped into the abracadabra, realizing that I no longer had to just sit and wait and allow time to be the distance between me writing on my vision board and me arriving, me sitting and waiting on God, you know, being able to understand that when God said yes to me, that it was permission for me to go forth and create those abracadabra, right? Activate my abracadabra in order to what? Sit in my dreams, right? In order to what? Give him as much as possible to work with. And so we are a minute in. As I said, the first 15 minutes is my time to invite you to, first of all, share, because sharing is caring. This is the little seed that we can sow when we've been empowered at any capacity, right? Is to sow the seed of sharing. And so if you happen to see anybody who is courageous enough, I wouldn't call myself courageous at this point, but I do recall that in order back in the day when I first started to go live, I know it was over 4 years ago, when I first initiated my live thing, I used to do the phone call conversation. But what I had to do back in the day was take a shot before I went live. Can you imagine that I was so nervous, no matter how much I spoke in front of people, no matter, you know, I don't know, it's something about the camera and really not being able to see somebody. I think it's easier to be in a room with people for me to see the reactions, but to be on a camera and sit in a space and basically be so intentional that you'll be so almost like looking in the mirror at yourself, holding a conversation with yourself and inviting other people to come on, right? And so that whole experience, it just made me nervous. I don't know why it made me so nervous. And I took a shot back in the day. Now I'm so good that I can literally be 5 minutes before going on and I'm ready to go. Why? Because I've created that comfort zone, right? And that works. That's what I did, you know, not that anybody and everybody should do that. I was just expressing the fact that it is very courageous of people to go live. And so to be going through and seeing people on, you know, just share just because of that. And if they happen to be a friend of yours, oh my God, if they happen to be somebody that you respect and you see what they're doing and you want to add a little bit, right? You want to know how can you help your friends and your family, you know, further their career? How can you help them in their dreams, right? And something as simple as a share is a huge help in your friends and family dreams, right? If somebody is in business, whether they are online or not, if you know somebody who is selling mattresses, if you know somebody who is cooking meals, if you know somebody who has businesses where they teach programs, right? If you know somebody who is an author, if you know somebody who does hair, you know somebody who makes clothes, jewelry, I don't care what it is, but if you are aware of any of those people and you share them, that is an amazing seed that gets planted, a seed that comes out in the opportunity that you go forth in your dreams, right? That you discover or come up with a product one day, or you decide to follow your dream to start that clothing line, or follow your dream to start the makeup, or follow your dream to, you know, start that career in which we need customers, right? And so being intentional is about saying, I see you. I want to celebrate you by whether I can patronize you. Maybe it's nothing that you need, but you know it's something that somebody else needs. That's what the share is all about. So as I say, at this time, I give a little bit of time for you guys to get on. I do realize that I have forgotten to go on and share it at least into my groups. But I just want to know, how have you guys been doing? Like, how have you been activating your abracadabra, right? How have you been showing up for you? How have you been initiating the process into your promise? How have you been activating your abracadabras, right? How have you been showing up and knowing that I have power in me, that I realized and I found out through even the last week of coming on to the Power Hour, I found out just how important everything I've been through is. I recognize how important it is because I realized just how valuable those lessons are and how those lessons teach me to solve for X. I'm the X factor in every equation. Anytime God adds you, to a story, anytime God adds you to a situation, anytime he adds you into a room, that means you are an X factor. That means your value matters, because we all know that when we're doing equations, that all values matter. All values matter when you're adding up the cost. And so all of us are here paying up the cost, right? The cost of our breath, the cost of our existence, the cost of our magic. And so solving for X is recognizing, who am I? How am I loving on myself, right? How am I showing up for myself in order to absolutely add up that cost, add up that thing, right? That thing that makes me so amazing. And so this Power Hour is really about us being intentional with our past. Being intentional about with our present, making sure that the past doesn't interfere with our present in a negative aspect, right? Because it is our responsibility to always look from our advantage point and not our disadvantage point, right? Because to be at a disadvantage is to subtract from what it is that you offer, right? But to be at an advantage means to add. So we dismiss our value when we look from the disadvantage point, right? And we add our value when we look from the advantage point. And so life is about always seizing the advantage point of all of your moments, all of your situations, all of those things that actually brought you into your destiny, that actually brought you into the now, into this place in which you are still breathing, this place in which you should be grateful of what you came through, right? This place in which you should celebrate all the people who made it out as well, because we are all going through this process called life. And life tends to break us down. And life tends to make us forget about all the magical moments that has gotten us to said points that we are right now. And so the magic is in how you show up. The magic is in how you look at your story, how you go over your past with a fine-tooth comb. I was thinking the other day about one of these courses that I'm creating right now, and it goes through the journey of, the question is, if you had $1 million locked up in the attic of a house that you own, and the only way to get to that $1 million was that you had to unlock the door. You couldn't break down the door. You couldn't break the lock. You could only get in by discovering the key, in which was hidden in the home that you bought. And so the key was in the house and the $1 million was in the house. And the question was, what would you do in order to find that key so that you can unlock that $1 million treasure that was waiting right in the house that you bought? What would you do? And as I begin to ask people, everybody says what you think they'll say. We're going to tear that house up. We're going to go through every single stinking piece of this house to find out where is the key. We're going to look under every rug, every table, every closet, every drawer. We're going to go through this house with a fine-tooth comb in order to what? In order to ensure that abundance that I know is waiting on me. That is what we do in our emotional states. because the $1 million is literally locked in your attic, the attic of your mind, right? That's why God said to renew your mind. He also said to ask, right? That if you ask for it, that it will be given to you. And so renewing your mind is the words that you put in your head, right? In order to speak into existence the affirmations, the I am, that vibrational magnet into the world, in order to what? Begin the manifestation of the dream, of the seed of thought that was planted. And so you had to ask for the things that you wanted. You had to ask for the things that you desired, but you first needed that seed of thought. And so if that $1 million is locked up in your seed of thought, because God has given us all treasures beyond our imagination, right? He can blow our mind with what he can and will do when we unlock the attic that is us. And so everything we get to enjoy in life started with a seed of thought from somebody. A seed of thought. You are a thought. I am a thought. This whole experience started in my head. Your whole life started in your head. Every bit of it. Every bit of it. And how we react to it develops us into these moments of promise, these moments of abracadabra moments that we get to look back on and say, wow, look what God done. Look what he done with us, you know? Look how he's blessed us. Look how he served us when we were supposed to be serving him. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to think. Is my thing not going on? Hold on. Because I'm trying to go on my page and it's saying my thing have expired. And I'm trying to understand why my live. I'm wondering why I don't see none of my friends out here. Hold on. Two days ago. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here, you guys. I don't know if any of you guys have gotten any of this. It says I'm live, but unfortunately, I cannot find myself, and I'm just going on and on. Let me tell you. I'm like, where's everybody at? I know I get some feedback by now. And so now I'm trying to figure out why do I not see myself? What it means the broadcast has expired. Am I in the right room? I'm a little confused, you guys. I may have to come out and come back in because I don't know what just happened. Let's see.